So, good morning, ma'am. This is the report of Group 8. This discussion is all about Technical English 1, legal forms, also known as CDI 108. Next. Introduction. Good English grammar is important in technical writing. It is not only the study of word forms and function in a sentence, but it is also putting words together into sentences, into paragraphs, so that one will be able to express the thoughts, ideas, and desires more congently and logically. So it is important na marunong tayo or magaling tayo sa paggawa ng report writing. Writing is one of the most indispensable skills that learners should develop to be able to express his or her ideas effectively. It is a skills that every student should master for efficient expression of ideas. Similarly, these skills is needed in all types of profession and jobs, especially because communication is a vital component of any endeavor. Proficiency in writing is required not only of civilians but also uniformed personnel such as police officers who are considered the law enforcement in the country. They write police report during their day-to-day act. It is imperative then that they master writing to come up with an effective police report considered the lifeblood of police report. So, syempre, as a student, kailangan natin ma-master yung paggawa ng police report writing. Kasi nga, dito tayo mag-perform ng English grammar and para makapagpagawa tayo ng police report. Next. Chapter 1 is the fundamentals of report writing. Next. Report writing, it is the creation of structured document that precisely describes and examines an event or occurrence. A report is a document that is short, sharp, and specially written for a particular audience and purpose. So, police report is a document that is short. So, dapat pag gumawa tayo ng police report, siguraduhin natin na maiksi lang yung gagawin natin at hindi masyadong mahaba. So, what is police report? Police report is a chronological or step-by-step account of an incident that transpired in a given time. It may be written or oral, detailed, of brief, simple, or complex. They may be prepared by anyone in the department from chief to the patrolman on the beat. So sa paggawa ng police report, meron tayo ditong step-by-step process na sinusunod para magawa natin yung police report ng tama. Next. So this is the importance and purpose of police report writing. Just like other written public document, police report should be written efficiently because it has the following purposes. Number 1, to serve as official document and permanent record of an incident in the community. So ito is nagsuserve siya as official document and nalalaman natin dito kung ano ba yung mga incident na nangyayari dun sa community natin. Number 2 is serve as records for police administrators in planning, directing, and organizing the units, duties, and functions. So, it also serves as record para sa mga police administrators and nagsisilbi rin siya as a guideline sa pagpaplano and pag-organize. Number 3, to compile statistical information and identity problems in the community. So dito naman nalalaman natin yung crime rate sa isang particular na lugar and also nalalaman natin yung mga problems in the community. Number 4 is Number 4 is to facilitate investigation, prepare and defend court cases including prosecution. Nagagamit din natin ito para makapag-prosecute tayo ng criminals. Next. And another important uses of police report writing, number 5, is be a basis for research. Number 6 is to identify training needs of the members of the Philippine National Police. So na-identify din natin yung mga training needs ng mga member of the PNP. Number 7, reflect the competence and personality of police writer regarding his written work. So, sa paggawa ng police report, nagre-reflect sa atin based on our character kung paano ba tayo gumawa ng police report. Next. So, characters of police report writing. Number 1, accurate and specific. Police report should be accurate and specific. Accurate means not only being exact, but also non-commission of errors. Words presented must be precise and correct. The report must be free from mistakes or errors. The use specific words in conveying ideas most clearly to the readers is very important. So, it means that it is not only being exact, and dapat pag gumawa rin tayo ng police report is dapat walang mali or walang error na makikita kasi there is a possibility na pag may mali tayo doon sa police report writing natin, pwedeng ma-mislead or pwedeng ma-dismiss yung isang kaso. And kailangan din natin na gumamit tayo ng specific words only para mas madaling maintindihan. Wait lang. Para maintindihan nung reader natin kung ano nga ba yung gusto nating iparating dun sa report. Number 2, brief and concise. Police report should be brief and concise. This means that report should be short, economy of words, and use necessary words only as you retain the natural tone of your sentence. Superiors are always busy and they do not have luxury of time reading wordy and long reports. Good writers impress their readers with ideas, not words. So, ibig sabihin naman nito is dapat hindi na natin kailangan gumamit ng masyadong wordy words. Kailangan din lang natin yung mga simple words, yung gamitin nating word para mas ma-express natin yung ideas natin at saka hindi siya masyadong mahaba. Next. Clear and complete. Police report should be clear and complete. This means that the report is free from confusion and easily understood. The report should include all necessary information such as 5 Ws and 1 H. In order to achieve clarity and completeness, use simple words to assure understanding. So, para maging clear and complete naman yung report na gagawin natin, kailangan na gumamit tayo ng simple words para maintindihan ng reader natin yung gusto nating iparating, and dapat yung report na gagawin natin is answerable siya by 5 Ws and 1 H, which is the what, where, when, why, and who, and of course the how. Number 4 is factual and objectives. The police report should be factual and objective. The report contains only facts, not hearsay. A fact is a thing that has actually happened or that is really true. Being objective is not injecting his or her own bias into the report. In order to be factual and objective, focus on the facts, avoid getting opinions and personal judgment in order not to be patriot and subjective. So, factual and objective naman, it is important para sa paggawa ng report natin, kailangan na yung mga ilalagay lang natin doon sa report is nagko-contain siya ng facts and hindi siya hearsay or hindi siya opinion ng ibang tao. Dapat kung ano lang yung nangyari dun sa crime na yun, dapat yun lang yung ilalagay mo sa report mo. And of course, kailangan nating mag-focus on the facts and iwasan din natin yung opinion ng ibang tao. Number 5 is well-organized and grammatically correct. Chronological order is usually used in organizing and writing the facts in police report. It is also important to follow the standard format and required specifications prescribed by the PNP, such as the official font style, which is Arial, and font size is 12, including format, spacing, margin, and etc. Police, on the other hand, should also be grammatically correct. So, sa paggawa natin ng police report, dapat meron tayong step-by-step na ginagawa or may step-by-step tayong sinusunod para mas maging effective yung report na gagawin natin. Next. So, strategies in writing good report. Just like any other activity, writing is a process that requires strategies. Good written output are the products of carefully crafted writing activity. The following are suggested strategies that a writer must adhere in writing a report. Number one is check or recheck first whether notes on gathered facts are already complete and organized. So, i-double check muna natin kung kompleto na ba yung gather nating information. Number two, if notes on gathered facts are insufficient, go back in the process of gathering more facts related to the situation. So, pag hindi pa kompleto or pag kulang pa yung information na nakuha natin, so bumalik ulit tayo sa unang process kung saan mag-gather uli ng more information. Number three is make an outline of the report basing from completely gathered facts. So, dito naman is dun tayo magbe-base sa facts na na-gather para makagawa tayo ng outline. Number four, use the chronological order of writing in presenting facts and ideas in the written report. So, dapat meron tayong sunod-sunod na pangyayari para or sunod-sunod na yung gagawin nating pangyayari para mas madaling maintindihan ng mga readers natin. Number 5 is the outline of the report should basically answer the 5 W's and 1 H. So ayun nga, kailangan answerable yung ilalagay natin na report by 5 W's and 1 H. Number 6 is prepare a report that could either be simple, brief, complex, or in memorandum form depending on its required format. So, ayun nga, kailangan natin i-prepare or i-ready na yung report natin, which is dapat simple lang siya and dapat naka-depend siya dun sa required format na kailangan natin gawin. Next. Types of report writers. Number 1 is the writer who write without thinking. These are those who do not bother to gather facts and information to support the writer report. They are those who not keen in observing and gathering facts to supplement the written output. So, ito yung mga writer na hindi na sila nag-aabala pa na kumuha ng information na ilalagay nila dun sa report nila. Number 2 is the writers who write and think at the same time. These are those writers who gather information and facts and put them into writing. In addition, they review and verify their work, but they are in hurry to write. Therefore, the gathered information are not properly documented. So, ito naman yung mga writer na nag-gathered sila ng information and nagsusulat agad sila. And kaya yung mga report na nagagawa nila or yung mga report na nag-gather na information nila is not properly documented. Number 3, the writer who think first and write afterwards. So these writers are those who gathered specific data, facts, and evidence carefully before they write, and they are keen in observing and gathering information to back up the report. These are the writers who present reports that are free from bias, prejudice, subjectivity, and errors in any form, and thus they submit report with 100% accuracy. So this writer naman is ito yung nag-gather ng information and also the evidence, and pag nag-submit sila ng report nila is merong 100% accuracy. Next. So fundamental style of police report writing. First one is perspective. Refers to the point of view from which the investigator presents the finding of this report based from gathered evidence. So, eto naman, yung mga inilalagay lang dapat is yung mga facts na nag-gathered natin, and hindi tayo dapat mag-base sa mga opinion ng ibang tao, at saka kung ano lang dapat yung facts na nag-gather is yun lang dapat yung ilalagay dun sa report. Now, next is selection. Selection of information relates to the gathered data in connection with how the writer present this in his report. So, i-make sure natin na dapat yung ilalagay lang natin dun sa report is related dun sa case or connected lamang siya dun sa kaso. And last is the organization. It is the process of how a report is put together after the specific detail of facts have been gathered. So, dito naman, sa paggawa nga natin, di ba, ng police report is meron tayong sinusunod na step-by-step process para sa tamang paggawa. And dapat specific yung mga words na ilalagay natin para mas maging effective yung gagawin natin. And the basic requirements of police report writing. In police report writing, the who, what, where, when, why, and how are the most important questions that an investigator must take into action. The following are simple questions should be answered as guide to writing the report. Next. The first question is quote. The question answer all about the person involved in the investigation, their complete and correct names and their exact address and contact number. So, ito naman yung mga involved lang dun sa case. So, the example of the question is who is the culprit, who are the victims, who is the aggravated party, who are the writers, who are the witness, who are the complainant. Next is what? This question answer about what offense are committed, what kind of evidence was retrieved, what properties are stolen, and what are the possible motives of the crime. So, ito naman yung mga question. What law was violated? What did the suspect do to the victim? What was the motive of the crime? What are the elements of the crime? And where this question answer about the geographical location of the crime scene, the property of the evidence that are related to the incident. So ito naman kung saan ba nangyari yung or ito yung location ng incident. So where was the crime committed? Where did the crime take place? Where was the victim found? Where is the suspect now? Next. When is the question answer about the exact time and date when the offense was committed? The properties found and the suspect apprehend. So sa when naman, dito naman it is about the time or yung oras kung kailan nangyari and date kung kailan nangyari yung crime. And ito yung mga question, when was the exact time that the crime was committed, when did the crime happen, when did the police arrive, and why this question answer about the object of the or desire which motivated the offense or the crime. So why did the suspect commit the crime? Why did the witness report the crime? Why did the suspect attack the victim? And last is how. This question answer the general manner on which the crime was committed. So here are the questions. How was the offense or the crime committed? How did the policeman respond? How was it reported? And many more. So this is the end of the chapter 1. Next.
Chapter 2, Classes, Categories, and Type of Reports. Class of Reports. 1. Technical Report. These are reports dealing with technical, specialized subjects. Dito sa technical report, ito lang yung sa mga technical special subjects. Problem determining reports. These are written reports identifying the existence and cause of certain problems. Dito sa problem determining reports, ito yung mga cause ng dine-determine nila yung mga cause ng problem. Tulad ng cause of juvenile delinquency, cause of drug addiction, and cause of human trafficking. Problem solution reports. These are written reports identifying the process and solution of certain problem. So dun sa una, that problem determining, dito naman solution. Yung solution dun sa pag-identify nila kung mga pag-identify nila dun sa mga solution ng mga naging problema tulad ng studies on prevent measure against juvenile delinquency, drug addiction, and human trafficking. Facts finding reports. These are written reports on the methods of logical gathering and presentation of data. Dito sa facts finding reports, dito yung mga pag-gather ng information, ng information, tsaka data, tsaka mga details na puro facts lang. Performance reports. These are reports referring to information on the status of an activity or operation within a unit or organization. Dito sa performance report, ito yung pagbibigay ng reports sa mga performance or activities na ginagawa ng mga kapulisan. Mga activities na ginagawa nila, yung sa mga operations nila. Next. Classes of reports. Meron operational reports, internal business reports, summary reports. These are reports about police incidents, investigation, arrests, identification of persons, and other miscellaneous reports for routine operation of police organization. Dito sa operational reports, dito sa mga incidents, sa mga pag-investigate, sa pag-arrest, ito yung ginagawa nila ng reports. Gumagawa sila ng reports sa mga operation nila. Internal business reports. These are written reports on financial, personnel, purchase, equipment, property maintenance, and general correspondence, which are important in the agency or the organization of management. Summary reports. These are reports that are furnished for the necessity of the solution of crime, accident, and other police administration-related problems. Next. Two general types of report. Basic or informal reports. Second is investigative or formal reports. It is a basic or informal report. These are reports that are mostly related with ordinary miscellaneous incidents, usually in letter or memorandum form. Basically, these reports contain the generic format like the heading, addressee, the text or the body, and the name of the writer. Investigative or formal reports. These reports are covered all the exact and exhaustive narration of facts. Ito yung sa report, dito sa investigative or dito nilalagay lahat ng mga facts, ng mga nangyari dun sa isang crime scene, kung ano yung mga ginawa nila doon. These reports are classified as initial or advanced progress or follow-up and final or closing reports. Next. Specific type of police reports. Spot report. This is a written report done within 24 hours after an important incident. This report is written to inform an immediate chief of those higher position of particular occurrence in his command of responsibility. Dito sa spot reports, ginagawa to 24 hours after na mangyari yung isang insidente. Para ma-inform yung higher chief para sa insidente. Special reports. This is written by police unit of office based from a directive. Dito sa special report, ito special instruction given by the higher police officer. Beat inspection report after patrol reports. This is the widely practiced written forms of communication in a station. This is a routine report because the duty supervisor submits report daily. Those assigned on the beat inspection do the routine check on foot, while those on patrol sectors use patrol cars. This report use memorandum format. Sa report na to, dito yung ginagawa nilang report yung pag-inspection sa mga foot patrol, kung ano yung yung routine nila ng ng patrol. Ginagawan din nila ng report. Ikaw na may arrest report number 5. This is a report that documents all the events in arresting a suspect, including personal information, jail booking information about control and release of prisoners in court proceedings. This report is based on information received, ensuring probable cause for warrantless arrest. Dito sa report, ito yung pag-a-arrest nila dun sa isang tao. Ginagawan din nila ng report. 6. Crime report. These are reports after the conclusion from preliminary investigation that crimes truly happened. This report also includes important factors like corpus delicti, the body of crime, suspect description, properties taken, evidence collected, property damage, victim injuries, and suspect modus operandi. Sa crime report dito, ito yung mga method of operation nila, ginagawa nila ng report sa mga crime katulad, tsaka pag dun sa preliminary investigation. Situation report, also known as CTREP, is a form of status reporting that provides decision makers and readers a quick understanding of the current situation. It provides a clear, concise understanding of the situation, focusing on meaning or context, in addition to the facts. Miscellaneous incident report, also known as MI report. This is used to document any incident report is simply to maintain the integrity of the department reporting system. The Traffic Act. The traffic accident report. This report is written by the officer investigate the accident. This type of report documents all the facts information about any vehicular accident. So dito sa traffic accident report, ito yung paggawa ng report na depend dun sa mga accident na nangyari sa kalsada, sa daanan. The investigation report. An investigation report is written to investigate a particular case or crime. This report is important in court proceeding. The prosecutor's office can use this in filing appropriate case, while the court can use this for minor offense for determining whether the accused is guilty or incident. Investigator writes an investigation report to achieve these objectives for records lead in prosecution. Ikaw na may
Initial, yun ang wala.
Classes of investigation reports. Initial or advanced report. This is an advanced report on a new or fresh case assigned to investigator. The data in this report is not yet complete, but it is written and immediately submitted after the preliminary investigation of the case. Ito yung sa initial or advanced report. Dito yung sa mga fresh case yung yung kung ano yung nakita nila yung exact na nangyari o yung kahit hindi pa siya complete na details or information na nag-gather dun sa initial or advanced report. Two, sa progress report is a written version of facts developed by the investigator in the course of the follow-up investigation. This is a report on subsequent details which are very vital to the case but have not been incorporated in the initial report. Should be submitted within 3 days after initial report has been submitted. If the progress report is submitted within 3 days after the initial report, ito yung sa initial report, kadugtong na ito yung sa progress report, ito yung may nag-gather na silang information kung ano yung gagawin nila, kung yung mga facts na nangyari, kung paano yung pagkakapangyayari din sa pag-iimbestiga nila dun sa isang crime scene. Final report, a complete written narration of facts based from a true investigation of the case. This is a result of evaluation, submission, and analysis of all facts and circumstances of the case, and complete accumulation and collection of data. So, yun lang po sa chapter 2.
Police blotter. The General Headquarters of the Philippine National Police issued Circular Number 05 on December 10, 1992 entitled Prescribing a Uniform Police Blotter of the Philippines National Police. This circular mandated the different offices and units in the country to follow the said form and usage of police blotter. So, when we say police blotter, it is a kind of logbook na kung saan lahat na nangyayaring insidente or mga crime incident, kahit yung mga summary of arrest or any kind of event, basta nire-report sa isang police station, nilalagay ito sa police blotter. Next. What is police blotter? The PNP manual defines a police blotter as a logbook that contains daily registry of all crimes incidents reports, official summaries of arrests, and other significant events reported in a police station. At present, the PNP maintain an e-blotter to facilitate a more efficient electronic blotter system for recording crime incidents across the country. It does not only facilitate crime documentation and modernize data storage, but also present accuracy in crime data documentation. So, because of the technology, may tinatawag din tayong e-blotter, which is pwede na natin ilagay yung mga complaint o mga report na inire-report sa police station with the use of e-blotter. Directly na siya na napupunta sa computer, pero dahil nga sa nakasanayan na natin yung mga logbook at ang ginagawa na lang ng iba is nilalag muna yung mga reported crimes or incident crime, tapos tsaka nila tina-transfer sa computer o sa e-blotter para iwas yung mga error or mistake na natatransfer sa mismong e-blotter. Next. The police blotter in PNP Circular Number 05, it is defined as a daily record of events within the territories of a police unit. It contains daily material concerning events for legal and statistical purposes. The police blotter is a hardbound book measuring 12 inches by 16 inches, printed in front cover is the name of designation of district or station, the number or book number, and the period cover. The police blotter entry should answer the who, what, where, when, why, and how, and the disposition of the case. So, police blotter should answer the 5 Ws and 1 H and disposition of the case. So, yun yung mga laman ng police blotter, and it must answerable by 5 Ws, which is the who, what, where, why, how, and of course, the disposition of the case. Next. Procedure for making blotters entry. All entries in police blotter should be handwritten in a clear, concise, and simple manner, but must answer as far as practicable the 5 Ws and 1 H. Clarify should not be sacrificed for brevity. So, kailangan handwritten gagawin natin pag susulat tayo doon sa police blotter. At ito'y dapat malinis or maikli, and of course, in the simple manner, but it must answerable as far as practicable, kumbaga, even though it is concise, but the important is complete, kailangan kompleto yung information. Only fact, not opinions are entered in the police blotter. So, hindi pwedeng mga judgment o sarili mong opinion yung mga ilalagay mo dun sa police blotter. Dapat yung totoong nangyari lang yung ilalagay mo. No erasure shall be made on entries. Correction are made by drawing or horizontal line over such a word or phrase and actually entry entitled by the police officer making the correction. Importante na walang bura o as much as possible, at kung hindi, mahiwasan na magkamali, may tamang pamamaraan para i-correct daw or burahin yung mga word na mali na nailagay mo dun sa police blotter. So, ano yung gagawin? Gagawin lang natin is, you need to draw a line on our horizontal line over such a word or dun sa maling word na nailagay mo or phrase. A ball pen with blue and black ink used for making entries. So, kapag gagawa ka daw ng police blotter, yung gagamitin mo lang na pen is color blue or black lang. Wala nang iba. Misinterpretation of the blotter or any attempt to surprise any information is punishable criminally. Next po. All entries must legibly written in a long hand and consecutively numbered. Every page of the blotter shall be consecutively or chronologically filled in number, line, or space shall be blank between any two entries. Doon daw sa may police blotter sa logbook, sunod-sunod yung pagkaka-entry ng number nun. Hindi pwedeng lumakdaw doon kasi doon makikita kung ano yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga insidente or nire-report doon sa specific police station. During every shift, the duty sergeant, any development of a case reflected in the blotter should be a new entry at the time and the day it was reported. A reference to the previous entry number of the case, however, should be made. During every shift, the duty sergeant, under the supervision of the duty officer or complaint desk officer shall sign the blotter. Importante na kapag tayo ay nagsusulat ng police blotter daw, at tapos na tayong gumawa, hindi pwede na mag-iwan ng malaking space na blanco and tsaka kung magsusulat ng panibagong entry kasi pwedeng sa space na yun pwedeng makadagdag ng ibang information at iyon yung iniiwasan natin. Next. A police blotter should be maintained by the police station. So hindi daw pwede na kung saan kung saan ka pupunta, dala-dala mo yung police blotter. Kasi bawat police station may kanya-kanyang police blotter yan. Hindi pwedeng dalhin yung police blotter kung saan-saan. Kailangan nasa police station lang. All PNP operating units or division in the Metropolitan Police District together with the station and substation should maintain a separate blotter. The General Headquarters PNP should supply police blotter to each PNP. Command reflecting the same as accountable items on their property books. It is next na yan, mate. Next na po. Additional guidelines and procedures as mandated is Standard Operating Procedures SOP number of 2012-001 dated March 26, 2010. PNP adopts a uniform and standards procedure on how to enter in the police blotter so that the service offered by the police or records complaints in the police blotter that be done in the most efficient, last, and accurate means. The following guidelines and procedures shall be observed in entertaining complaint and recording data of the same in the police blotter. So sa guidelines daw or procedure dyan sa police blotter o pamamaraan na kailangan natin i-observe sa pag-i-entertain sa isang complainant kung paano natin i-record lahat ng mga data na binibigay ng complainant sa isang police blotter. Okay na po. Next na si Hamurawan.
Incident reporting the filing out of the incident record from IRF. The incident record form is an entry of the record in the police blotter shall not be done directly to the police blotter book. The facts and info of the blotter entry should at first be recorded in the incident record form or IRF Annex B once it is assigned and acknowledged by the desk officer and chief of the police or his representative. Data that were provided by the complainant or client in the IRF shall be entered and recorded in the police blotter. Ito guys sa incident record form, ito yung dito may susulat lahat ng information tungkol sa mga nasabing insidente, kunwari sa mga anong pangalan ng suspect or biktima. And bago ka gumawa ng police blotter ay dadaan ka muna sa IRF or the incident record form. Duty of the QSL officer. As soon as a client or complainant enters the police station and as the uncertain that is purpose to the file complainant or the request to record data in the police blotter. The duty office of the quality service lane QSL must accord the clients with the due respect and potently ask the person the nature of the transaction. The incident record form IRF shall be made available to the record. Dito sa guys, sa duty of the QSL officer, ito yung kung mayroong isang kliyente na nagrereklamo na pumunta sa police station upang mag-file ng isang reklamo upang humingi ng police blotter ay kailangan makipagsundo ng or tulungan ng ang kliyente na ng paggawa ng kanyang police blotter. Next. Next tol, next. Office space for the clients. The QSL duty officer should the times of to guide and assist the client in the filling out the form in the event that the client is the illiterate of the incapacitate to file out the IRF. The QSL duty officer shall to the same for him. The chief of the police of the station shall make available to space in the police station where this process is done in the privacy outside the security of the citizens. Sa office space for clients naman, dito yung ito ay dapat gabayan at tulungan ng isang kliyente na sa paglalagay ng kanyang IRF na form kung ang kliyente daw ay hindi marunong magbasa at hindi man masyado niyang maintindihan. Confidential reports. Whenever the subject, the complainant involves confidentially, as in the case involving protection of the human and children, as QSL duty officer shall escort the clients to the female duty investigator for the woman and children protection desk, wherein the filing out of the IRF shall be done. Will the IRF shall be filed out by the complainant, the female police officer, the WSPD may assist the complainant in doing to the wait letter, providing the facts and the detail for the case. Ito naman yung guys, dito sa confidential report, maaring siyang tulungan sa paggawa nito ng katotohanan sa pagsampan ng kanyang kaso at protektahan ang mga kababaihan at mga bata sa insidente kung kasama sila sa insidente. Information of the reporting person. The first step to file out in the IRF is the general information about the reporting person. It contains the name, address, occupation, and other analogous information about the reporting person, whether he is the victim of the crime or not. It is important that this general information are taken. The object of this to prevent an attempt of client to mislead the police to record an event or crime that did not occur. Motivated by the client desire to later get an extract of the police blotter for purpose of insurance claim. Dito sa information na reporting person, dito mo kukunin ang lahat ng, ito naman ay yung aalamin mo ang mga address, occupation, and victim or suspect sa nasabing insidente. Next. Next na tol, next na. Data of the suspect. The next item, the IRF is the data of the suspect. There are two boxes in that item which shall be indicated with the tick mark before answering the data under suspect. The first is the whether there is no suspect on a crime was committed. This is applicable for blotter entries where a client wants to put on official records the loss of his victim. The second box is, however, should be indicate if there are suspect in the incident. The data of the first suspect will be recorded in the IRF, and those of the second and substitute suspects the separate sheet of the paper, which will then form as an integral part of the IRF. Sa data of the suspect, guys, dito ilalagay kung sino-sino ang iyong pinag-iinalaan sa naganap na krimen sa nasabing insidente. Yung first, may sinasabi dyan na dalawang box na, the first box is, isusulat mo dito sa kung walang suspect ay sa nagawang insidente ay maaari mo ring isulat sa iyong police blatter. At dito naman sa second box is, dito man ay susulat kung sino ang iyong pinaghinalaan na suspect sa gumawa ng krimen. Completeness and correction of the data. The data in all items in the IRF should be as specific and complete as possible. The information indicated and brought forth in the item should be very toll of the investigation case IDC which culminate in the solution of the crime. Ito naman yung yung completeness. Ba yun, dating. Ito naman yung siguraduhin mo na kompleto ang iyong IRF kasi ang importante yung bawat ito sa bawat kaso, yung bawat letra niya, kailangan kompleto talaga. Data of the victim. The third item, the IRF is the general information about the victim. It contains the name, address, occupation, and analogous information about the victim. It is important that this general information to record the object of this for the investigator easily locate the victim complainant during court trade of the case in the file in the court. Alamin mo kung dito naman sa data of victim, alamin mo yung information ng victim kung saan siya nakatira or addresses at ano ang pangalan niya. Next. The narrative report. Narrative. On the second page of the blatter form, the facts of the incident should be narrative by the complainant. It contains a narrative what happened answering the 5WS and 1H on the information report. Ito naman yung kung paano nangyari ang insidente, at ano ang motibo ng krimen, at isusulat mo dito yung 5WS and 1H. Importance of the signature. Importance of the signature is it is a necessary and mandatory requirements that the end of the narration of every incident, the duty officer who recorded the incident shall place her signature and of his complainant certifying the correctness of narration. Likewise, the last line of the paper shall be indicate na nothing follows. Ito naman guys yung importante rin yung signature natin sa perma na nagpapatunay na nakawastuhan ang kanyang paggawa ng IRF na puro pawang katotohanan lamang. Incident record, transaction receipt. After the form is authenticate, an incident record transaction receipt cut from the lower end of the IRF is given the complainant who confirms that the reporting incident. Ito naman yung yung matapos mo yung incident record ng transaction ay bibigyan ka ng isang resibo na patunay na nakipag-transaction ka sa mga pulisya. Maintenance of the official police blatter. For purpose of standard donation, all stations should be maintain an official police blatter IRF as such as the discourage and its hence for unauthorized turned logbook, notebook, or any other materials. Maintenance of official blatter, police blatter. Ito yung kailangan yung nagawa mong police blatter ay ay nasa pulisya lamang. Kasi isusulat yan sa logbook, kailangan naka-ano na meron. Next, tol. Turn over to the police investigator. After it is a duty of the police officer who is the charge of the police blotter to lodge to complain to the proper investigator who will handle in the case. The investigator should be interview complaint ensure that all entries are complete to prevent duplication and relieve the complainant for repeating dissemination. So pagkatapos nung nagawa yung ang police blotter ay yung IRF ay pwede mo na siya ipasa sa police investigator at ang police investigator na ang bahala mag-imbestiga sa nasabing insidente. Supporting documents. Imagine check the necessary documents in the support if the complainant if needed. If there are documents submitted, the same shall be attached and will from part of the IRF. So dito ito yung i-check mo siya kung ano pa ang kailangan ng yung IRF na pwede mo siyang baguhin or may idadagdag ka pa sa inyong IRF. Accuracy of the report. Make sure that all the information gathered is truthful and exact in this documentation. So, dito sa accuracy, siguraduhin mong na ang lahat ng information ay totoo at sakto ng iyong documents. Amendment of the report. In the event of the complainant desire to admit to make supplement of his complainant, the investigator shall inform the officer in charge of the blotter to make the necessary correction that state that it amends to supplements the previous report and shall be placed signature both and complainant other charge of the blotter. So kung ang nagreklamo ay nais niyang baguhin yung mga kanyang documents ay pwede niya dito baguhin ang kanyang IRFs at ipagbigay alam sa mga official upang ito ay maayos. Next. Ayan yung mga format ng incident record form, yung mga dito may sulat kung ano pangalan nila, kung ano yung mga kailan naganap yung insidente, item of the victim's data, ganun din dyan may sulat. Next, tol. Instruction to the reporting person. If this incident record in transaction receive IRTR, an update for the progress and for investigator of the crime or incident that your report will be given to you upon presentation of this IRTR. For your reference data below is the contracted details of this police station. Next. Okay. Next. Next. Ayan. Procedure for the recording incident report in the police blotter. Manual recording of the crime incident report from the IRF to the police blotter. The crime incident report recorded in the IRF after the transaction with the reporting person has conduct shall be transcribed and entered into the police blotter by the desk officer of the police station for those police station equipped with the crime incident reporting system, popularly known as the Blatters Design Crime Registrar, will likewise enter the record into the system. Ito naman yung yung kailangan i-record lahat ng insidente sa IRF at ipasa doon sa desk officer at siya na bahala umayos lahat at siya na bahala magdagdag Information of the police blotter entry. So report serve as a permanent record of the incident events, problem, and support. There are many types of the report, each of which serve different function. A police blotter is used to keep people informed on activities with the police jurisdiction. It also used to comply statistical information, identify the problem in the community, or identify police training needs. These reports are needed to facilitate investigation, prepare court cases, or define cases in the court. Yung guys, napaka-importante yung information of the police blotter para dito mo ilalagay ang lahat ng nasabing record ng insidente at ginagamit rin ito upang ipaalam sa mga tao na ang mga kanilang nagawang aktibidad sa mga pulisya at makatipon ng ebidensya at makatipon ng impormasyon kung paano masolusyonan ang problema sa mamamayan. Next. Basics guidelines. The narrative writing in the IRF shall be basically with the record that shall be transcribed in the police blotter will it is a narrative form is not prudent, however, to list down some necessary information to the police blotter, itemize the outline from this should answer the necessary requirements of the 5 WS and 1H. Ito naman yung yung mga basic guidelines na ng isang IRF ay ililipat sa mga police blotter at ilalagay na siya sa format na WS and 1H. Lalagyan mo siya ng WS and 1H. Next all. Next. The following question should be answered in the guide to writing the report. Who was involved? Write down the names of all those who are involved in the incident, victim, suspect, witness, and whoever be listened to the present during the incident or may not present, but the knowledge about the incident there are nothing to lose, but all the gene if all these persons are listened. Dito naman isulat mo kung sino-sino. Isulat mo dito kung anong pangalan lahat ng naganap na insidente, sino-sino ang biktima, suspect, or witness. When did it take place? Be precise as much of the possible as in indicating the time and date of the incident. Ito naman guys yung sulat mo dito kung kailan naganap ang incident or krimen. Where did it take place? Describe in detail where the incident occurred, AG in the master's bedroom of the 2-story brick house in the 1231 Loa Street, Bela, San Jose Subdivision, Barangay San Roque na Camarines Sur. Ito naman guys, dito mo isulat yung mga kung ano ang motibo ng isang suspect at kailan mo rin kailangan mo rin ilista kung sino ang nasabing insidente or sino mga hinihilalang mong suspect on witness. Next. Next na pre. Next na tol, next. What happened? Police report some what happened? Police reports sometimes indicate the crime committed based on the revised penal code. The murder homicide initial report will subject truth investigation. This is not necessary in the example report. Shooting incident may be sufficient as the job of the investigator on case and to determine what crime committed. What's important to present the detailed circumstance of the happen. Dito mo rin sulat kung ano nangyari sa nasabing insidente, kung yung nangyari talaga. Kung baga bakit ginawa ng suspect bakit niya ginawa ng suspect na example, patay yung biktima, baka may galit ganun. Or why did it take place? Mali yata. The pitfall out of the coming to conclusion of at this early is always committed by the police responder that the why answer a question among others as to the motive of the incident. It is necessary to list down and detail all the were aligned by the victim, suspect, and witness. Why did it happen? Kung paano nangyari, kung parang pares lang din sa sa what happened, kung isulat mo dito kung ano rin yung motibo ng isang suspect na kung anong gusto niya, at isulat mo rin dito kung sino ang yung mga pinag-inalaan na mga suspect at kung sino ang nakakita or witness. How did it happen? The narrative on how the incident happened should be description of the chronology of the event of the incident, all the circumstances thereafter, action taken during the initial investigator at the scene should be also include this should include in weather, lighting, sounds, actives to extent incident discrimination of the circumstances revealing before, during, and after the incident, and all other particular details that comes the sense of the trained police responder. There is no limit to include in how portion of the narrative. Isulat mo dito kung ano yung mga paano nangyari ang isang krimen. Parang paras lang din sa parang paras lang din sa why did it happen. Next. Affixing signature and contact details. As soon as the incident is transcribed in the police blotter, the disk officer and the reporting person shall sign in the police blotter and shall be indicate under the name of signature of the reporting person, his address, home telephone number, mobile phone number of identification of card presented the event, and the reporting person indicate that he does not want to contact details to recorded in a public record as a police blotter by the reason of privacy, and the same shall not be recorded as the matter of the respect to the said person rights. but it should be, however, be indicated in the IRF. Sa affixing signature naman guys, dito yung ah importante rin yung natin guys, yung signature kasi yung paglalagay natin ng pirma sa mga ating IRF ay sa ito yung pakipag-ugnay sa mga pulisya upang masolve ang insidente at kukunin na nila ang iyong contact details. So halimbawa ng mga kung saan ka nakatira, anong numero ng cellphone mo at yung ganun. Penal clause. Any violence of this SOP shall be dealt with the administrative as may be warranted by evidence. All unit commander shall be include the investigator under the principle of the commanded responsibility of the evidence for the warrants. Criminal complaints shall be also be filed against those who have committed acts to omission contrary of the revised penal code or any special penal status.
Administrative assurances. Administrative assurances in order or directly written to a person to authority who is subordinate is provide objectives, program, and policy prescribing. So, hindi napapakagaling pa. So, yung administrative assurances is masulatan daw siya or direktiba na sulat ng galing sa itaas sa kanyang nasasakupan. Next time. Memorandum. The National Headquarters of the Philippines, National Police Division, letter directive number 95 of 1926, dated October 27, 1995, in the format and use of memorandum to this readiness. The purpose of this directive is to prescribe the basic guidelines and standards regarding the preparation of written communication, particularly memorandum letters. So, yung purpose doon yung ginawa na yun, para sa mapadali yung pagpapasa ng information at guidelines. So, addressing. The word memorandum report is to send to a superior offices or memorandum to send to subordinate. So, sa addressable, gumagamit ng memorandum form if yung pagbibigyan mo is mas mataas sa'yo. At gumagamit naman ng memorandum to kung yung superior yung magpapasa sa subordinate niya. So, subjects, the written 2 spaces below the sender and 2 spaces to the right column should contain no more than 10 words. So, subject, kung sino yung pagbibigyan mo. Tapos naka 2 space siya below sa sender. So, parts of memorandum. Heading. This contains the date, subject, new channel, and addressing. So, sa headings daw, doon nakalagay yung date, kung kailan mo siya ginawa, yung subject, kung kanino yung sulat na yon. Tapos, letterhead. Every police unit or offices has its own letterhead, usually printed in the first page. So, yung letterhead daw is printed siya sa unang pahina ng yung memorandum. So, addressing. The word memorandum is sent to superior offices or memorandum is sent to subordinate. So, gaya nga ng kanina, memorandum po is para sa superior, sa nakakataas. Tapos yung memorandum 2 is sa subordinate niya. Subject. Subject, this is the written 2 space below the sender and 2 spaces to the right column. It should contain no more than 10 words. So, yung subject, attention line, this is mainly for faster dissemination. The memorandum may be addressed to a specific individual or head of unit or by the use of specific symbols. So sa attention line daw, ginagamit to para mas mabilis na ipakalat yung sulat na yon. Tapos, ginagamitan or minsan gumagamit din ng specific na symbol. So they displays below the subject indicating when memorandum is rated. So, yun nga siya kasama sa heading. Body, this message in the memorandum is double space when the message is less than 9 lines. So, sa body, nandito yung nakapaloob yung sulat. Tapos, magiging double space lang siya kung yung lines is less than 9 lines. Complementary ending. This is the originator name found 5 space below the last paragraph of the body.
Okay. Saan siya natapos? Ayun si circulars. Rinig ako. Memorandum circulars. It is also termed ACMC in the government office. Memorandum circulars Memorandum circulars. It is also termed ACMC in the government office. Memorandum circulars have subject that explain or classify rules and regulation for subordinate. So sa memorandum daw ito, tinatawag itong MCO memorandum circulars na nagpapaliwanag kung nag-uugnay batay sa patakaran o regulasyon sa ating government or sa ating PNP. Yan. Circulars. Generally, these are insurance coming from the Department of Interior and Local Government, DILG, to the PNP. These are administrative instructions that are directly advisory and informative. The signatory is the Department of Secretary, and it is mostly deals with subject like delegation of authority and instruction or regulation be implement. Next. Circulars. Office circulars. These are administrative instruction requiring compliance from personnel of office dealing with subject like delegation of authority, appointment of assignment personnel. So sa office circulars daw, ito yung mga nag-comply about dun sa delegation or authority at sila yung mga gumagawa ng mga appointment or assignment meeting. Office orders. These are administrative instruction that are regulatory and mandatory. This is order is mainly for the regulation of administrative matters in the national headquarters, regional, provincial, and district office. These are order visualized deals with subject like professional conduct requiring compliance. So office orders daw, sila daw yung mga nag-uutos o nagko-control about sa regulatory and mandatory. Kagaya ng headquarters, yung regional, provincial, tsaka yung district office. Yan, next. Special orders. These are directives signed by the Chief Director. Stop for the appointment, transfer, promotion, reduction, relief from duty, separation, and leave of absences of personnel. So sa special orders daw, si Chief of Staff daw yung mga nag-aasikaso ng mga appointment or nagtatransfer or nagpo-promote dun sa mga tao niya. Tapos siya rin daw yung mga nagbabawas ng mga tao niya pag maraming absences. Standard Operating Procedure, also known as SOP, is about instruction to be followed. on a routinary basis considering regular procedures in the chief of directors direct this kind of orders. Yung standard operating. Si standard operating procedures daw, yung mga, siya daw yung sumatawag ka sa SOP na ayun na daw. Nagbibigay ng mga instruction about dun sa mga routinary basis nila, considering regular procedures na order ng chief of staff nila ng director. Yan. Yun lang guys.
Chapter 5, Classification of Investigative Report. Initial or advanced report. This is an advanced information on a new or fresh case. Assigned to an investigator, the data in this report is not yet complete, but it is written and immediately submitted after the preliminary investigation. Yung initial report daw, ito yung pangunahin o paniniwala sa pag-create ng report. Ito lang muna yung unang mga information or facts na mga nakuha mo sa unang araw ng pag-investigate mo. Ito yung yung ginagawa daw yung initial report sa mismong araw ng krimen. Points to remember in writing the initial advance report. Paragraph 1 is the introductory paragraph of an initial report. 2. The objective of the introductory paragraph is to point out the readers that statement of the objective and subjective of the report. After presenting the introductory paragraph, the report will produce with paragraph number 2, narrating the fact gathering in the course of ongoing investigation. Next all. Letterhead. Sa sa letterhead, dyan mo makita yung mga units, police units, tapos address and headlights. Ay, headings pala, headings. Tapos, yung reference, dyan naman yung saan nagmula o anong pinagmulan ng letter. Tapos yung number 2, indicate briefly the time date. Dyan yung mga date, tapos yung mga kung saan eksaktong lugar. Tapos 3 brief facts of the case, other fact of the case. 5, requested recommended action. Yung 5 depende sa sa number 4, sa other facts. Tapos 6, progress report will follow. Next step. Progress report, follow-up report. This is a written narration of fact developed by the investigator in the course of the follow investigation. This is a report on subsequent details which are very vital to the case but have not been incorporated in the initial report. Sa progress report daw, dito yung mga nade-develop o na-add na facts na mga information ng isang investigator. Yan na nilalagay. Tapos yung mga kunyari, 'di ba yung sa una initial report, hindi siya pwede baguhin, dadagdagan mo lang siya pagdating diyan sa progress report. Tapos yung point to remembers in writing progress report. In the progress report, the statement of the objective or the subject of the report of change. Example, subject, spot report, alleged shooting incident. Subject, progress report, shooting to death of Juan de la Cruz Casimiro of Barangay San Pedro. Kung mapapansin niyo yung subject 1, nakalagay pa spot report, alleged yan. Yung ibig sabihin ng alleged, ano yan, ibig sabihin hindi pa siya sigurado. Kaya yung ito kasi yung initial report yung unang subject. Tas yung sa progress report, diyan na nakalagay yung shooting. Ibig sabihin sigurado na binaril. Next. The introductory paragraph is also changed from initial report on the progress. Yung number 2, yan yung mababago siya simula dun sa initial kasi dadagdagan nga ng mga information. Gaya nung sa example, ganyan yung sa example, spot report. Reference police blotter entry number 01 page 01 date 22 October 2020. Subject same as above. Progress report. Reference police blotter entry number 01 page 01 date 22 October 20 resubmit. Tapos nadagdagan na siya, yun na yung nakalagay na spot report date 22. Next na tol. For administrative purpose, the case number is not mentioned. An original number is assigned to every new fresh case through investigation until it is solved. The report progress through the follow-up investigation done by investigator. Next. Diyan, yung sa may niya, letterhead, hindi na siya mababago yung sa letterhead niya. Tapos yung sa subject niya, magbabago siya kasi magiging progress report na siya. Tapos yung date niya, magbabago rin yung sa date niya kasi bago napasa yung unang report, 3 days siya after para ipasa yung initial report. Yung may 3 days ka para ipasa mo ulit yung susunod na report. Tapos reference, reviews related memo. Yan magbabago yan. Tapos yung sa 2, di magbabago yung indicate briefly the time, date, and the place of occurrence and as 3 brief facts of the case. Yung 3 hindi siya magbabago, madadagdagan lang siya. Ay yung 4 pala yung madadagdagan, yung other facts madadagdagan siya. Tapos yung 5, requested, recommended action. 6, disposition, action taken. Final report will follow. Next. Final report. A complete written narration of fact-based format through investigation of the case. This is a result of evaluation, summation, and analysis of all facts and circumstances of the case, and the complete accumulation and collect data. Yung final report, ito na yung pinaka-kompleto ng report na yung natas na yung mga process, tas ito na yung pinaka-huling report na final na siya eh. Wala nang magbabago dito. Tas point to remember in writing the final report. The final report bears the case solved or closed na, magka-close na siya kasi final report na siya. The heading has the same letterhead, case number, date, nature of the crime. The introductory paragraph presents the original fact of the case. The body has the main content of the report and related fact about the crimes, and the final sequence of events are unfolded here. The ending has usual administrative data like the signature of report writer, the official endorsement of the section. Next. Ayun na yung pagkakasunod niya, yung unang subject, siya yun yung sa spot report na hindi pa sigurado. Tapos yung sa pangalawa, dun na yung sigurado. Tapos yung pangatlo na, ayun na yung final report niya. Nakalagay na yung filing of case of murder against Pedro Panganiban, Pilaspil of Barangay San Pedro, Bulacan. Tignan niyo yung pagkakasunod-sunod nun. Spot report. Ito rin yung pagkasunod-sunod kanina. Di ba kanina yung spot report lang tsaka progress report. Reference, Ayun yung una. Tas sa progress report nadagdagan siya nung sinama na yung spot report. Tas yung sa final report, dun na yung kompleto na. Police blotter, entry number 01, page 0001, date 22 October 2020, resubject, same as above. Spot report dated 22 October 2020, resubject as above. Progress report, shooting of death of Juan de la Cruz Casimiro of Barangay San Pedro, Bulacan, dated October 25, 2020. Next. Ito na yung pinaka-final na report. Yung sa letterhead, hindi na siya magbabago. Tas yung sa subject magbabago kasi nakalagay na final report. Tas yung sa reference, previous related memo. Tas yung to indicate briefly the time and date and police occurrence. Tas brief facts of the case, sequence of event and other facts. Summary of action, recommended, conclusion, disposition, findings, 8 for your information. Ayun lang yung chapter 5.
Game. Next. Meron ba akong audio?
Meron pre, meron.
Next slide tayo. Legal forms. Legal forms are prototype of any documents or form used in legal transaction or judicial proceeding. These contain important matters conveyed in technical technologies and presented in suitable and systematic order in accordance with circumstances of any case. Sabi rito, legal forms are prototype. Ano ba pag sinabing prototype, sabi na dito? Meron tayo iba't ibang uri ng legal forms. Meron tayo iba't ibang uri ng dokumento na ginagamit sa mga legal transaction na kadalasan na ginagamit sa judicial proceeding para sa korte. Meron tayo example dito ng legal forms. Dito papasok si forms of acknowledgement and jurat affidavits, sales of reality, sales of personal property, mortgage, power of attorney, special contract and agreement, gratuitous, contract and disposition, and partnership and corporation, and complainant in criminal case. Ano ba pag sinabi nating mortgage? Yung mortgage, ito yung halimbawa, meron kang bahay na pagmamay-ari ng bangko. Ito yung bahay mo eh. Once na hindi mo to mahulugan, meron ditong karapatan si bangko na, kumbaga parang may karapatan dito si bangko na kunin sa ito. Ito yung mortgage. Tapos dito yung gratuitous contract. Ito yung uri ng pag-uusap ng dalawang partido o tao. Next slide tayo. Legal forms related to the law enforcement. Meron tayo isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat na types ng legal forms. Dito pumapasok yung isa. Sworn statement, affidavit of arrest, and affidavit of witness. Sworn statement. This is also termed as sworn declaration. Ano ba pag sinabing sworn statement? Ano ba Tagalog nitong sworn statement? Halimbawa ko na lang dito sa ano ko sa airpot ko dito. Ito yung punta kami ng Valenzuela City Police. Dito nagsalaysay yung tatay ko. Ito yung sworn statement kasi yung Tagalog nito, di ba, yung sinumpang salaysay, tawag dito Dito pumapasok yung containing facts. Kumbaga parang purong katotohanan lang dito sabihin mo Sworn statement, awang katotohanan lang. Sabi dito, the person who makes the declaration affects his or her signature in separate endorsement. Paragraph at the end of the document stated that declaration is made under oath. Sabi dito, under oath. Kumbaga dito yung meron kang malayang pagsasalisa ng ano mo. Kung ano ba yung tama, ano ba yung nakuha mong talagang nangyari. Ito yung tama lang na sinabi mo. Kumbaga walang mangyayaring harassment dito para magsabi ka ng hindi katotohanan dito. Sabi pa dito, in taking sworn statement, the police officer should comply with Section 12, Article 3 of 1987 Constitution. Sabi rito, that any person under custodial investigation for the commission of an offense shall have the right to remain silent and to have competent independent counsel. Ito yung sabi ko kanina, meron kang malayang pagsasalaysay. Yeah, ito, competent and independent counsel. Sabi rito, the taking short statement, before the taking short statement, ipaalam mo sa kanya ang kanyang karapatang pantao. At lahat ng tao na may under ng custodial investigation in the commission of the offense, merong karapatang manahimik, magkaroon ng sariling abogado, at kung wala naman, pagkakalooban ka ng gobyerno. Next. Affidavit. These are type of verified formal sworn statement of facts signed by an affiant or author. Sabi rito, dapat, paano ba masasabi natin yung affidavit yan? Dapat merong may pirma ng abogado para maging legal siya. Diba? Tama ba? Meron kang, kumbaga parang meron kang witness para matawag siyang legal. Sabi rito, an affidavit could be used as evidence in court proceedings. An affidavit is composed of commencement. This identifies the affiant, individual affirmance. These are separate claims that are numbered as mandated by law. Statement of truth. Sabi rito, this is a statement verifying that was stated is true under oath. Attestation, a clause certifying the oath, and the date made by the affiant, and the signature. This is both signature of the affiant and the notary public. Sino ba yung pwedeng ng affidavit? Dito. Sabi rito, di ba? Any peace officer and other public law enforcer, sila ang may mga taong pwedeng mag-file ng affidavit. Sabi. Examples of affidavit are affidavit of complaint, affidavit of desistance, affidavit of denial, affidavit of arresting officer, and affidavit of witness. The first law, discussion and example of each in the next pages. Ito, pag-uusapan natin dito yan sa next page. Next slide tayo. Next slide. Types of affidavit. Affidavit of complaint. Types of affidavits. Number 1, affidavits of complaint. Section 3 of Rule 110 defines complaints as sworn written statement charging with a person of offense, subscribed by the offended party, any peace officer, other public law enforcer charged with this enforcement of the law violated. Sabi rito, sino ba ang taong pwede mag-file ng affidavit of complaint? Example dito, di ba? Yung biktima natin, is the offended party, any peace officer, included dito ang Philippine National Police and other public officer. Ayun ang affidavit of complaint. Sila lang yung merong karapatang mag-file. Unang-una si offended party. Any peace officer, included dito na ang PNP. Public officer, sabi ko nga kanina. A complaint may be filed either before the prosecutor's office court. And in certain cases, filing of complaint is necessary to conduct preliminary investigation. The person who may file filing of complaint is necessary to conduct criminal investigation. The person who may be filed a criminal complaint are the offended party. Ayun sabi ko kanina, sila lang yung merong karapatang mag-file nito. Offended party, this is a person against whom or against whose party of the crime was committed. Ito, papasok dito si any peace officers. This includes any member of Philippine National Police, sabi ko nga kanina, and other public officer charged with enforcement of the law violated. This includes person in the government service, etc. Example given dito yung authorized BIR agent, custom agent, etc. Next slide tayo. Affidavit of desistance. A complainant executes an affidavit of desistance when he no longer wishes to pursue a case against accused or defendant in a court case. Sabi rito, affidavit desistance, ginagawa ito kung your wishes na hindi natutuloy pa ang kasong sinampa mo. Sabi rito. Number 3, affidavit of arrest. Ano ba ang laman ng affidavit of arrest? Sabi rito, information ng taong inaresto mo. Sabi rito, name, dahilan kung ba't mo siya inaresto, ano ang crime na nakomit niya, at ano yung penalty na inimpose sa kanya. Kung gaano niya kakatagal gugugulin yung penalty niya. Kung kailan dumating yung warrant niya, kailan niya natanggap yung warrant of arrest niya. Sabi dito sa affidavit of arrest. Number 4, affidavit of witness. An affidavit of witness is a legal and binding document of written testimony of any witness as a way for evidence to be presented to the court. Ano ba ulit ang laman ng affidavit of witness? Dito papasok si full name of person. Anong pangalan lang ako sabi dito? Making the statement as to be included as those to the name of one who affirms the statement. Nakalagay din dito anong kung anong kind ng nagawa niyang na-commit niyang crime dito. Can also be used to the record the testimony of an expert witnesses. Next slide tayo. Number 3, inquest form. The Department of Justice issued Department Circular number 61 and the new rules of inquest below are some citation of the rules related to inquest. Sabi rito, kailan ba nangyayari ang inquest form? Ito yung naalala nyo yung warrantless arrest. Paano ba nangyayari yung warrantless arrest? Dito papasok kung makikita mo yung isang tao na yun, kung papasok dito yung tatlong circumstances niya. Kung magko-confirm ba sa tao yun? Una, ito yung tatlong unang circumstances. Una, in flagrante delicto or caught in the act. Alam naman natin yun, di ba? Yung in flagrante delicto or caught in the act. Number 2, hot pursuit. Number 3, fugitive injustice. Sabi dito. Inquest form ay tinatawag, gagawa ka ng inquest form na informal or summary investigation na ginagawa ng public prosecutor. Ang criminal cases ay involved dito. Tao ang aarestuin mo na hindi ka gagamit ng warrant of arrest. Sabi dito sa inquest forms. Next slide. Complainant in criminal case. It is important that those who will be writing the police report will be familiar with the forms of complainant in criminal case and the standard setting and captions of cases. The familiarization of all this will help in his reports. Sabi rito. Sample forms of criminal cases dito. Papasok dito yung pangalan ng akusado. Kung anong violation yung nagawa niya rito. Kung anong nakamit niya. Kung saan municipality dito papasok. Municipality court. Dito sabi rito kung saan municipality niya nakamit yung crime. The sample forms of complainant included are violation of municipal ordinance. Yung sabi ko kanina. Forcible abductions, arsons, damage to property through reckless imprudence, homicide, and murder. Refer to the sample below. Ayun yung sabi ko kanina. Kung kailan at kung anong eksaktong oras at location or municipality na commit niya yung crime na yun. Next. Meron tayo ditong sample ng standard headings and captions of cases. Dito. Supreme Court. Dito syempre naka-indicate dito yung natin. Republic of the Philippines. Supreme Court Manila. John D. Cruz. Ito yung name ng plaintiff or appellant. Versus GR number / ito si Mactan Electric Dependent o appellant. Meron pa tayo dito next na example yan. Slide mo pa rin. Next slide. Sample of standard heading and caption of cases. Dito, the Court of Appeals. Tulad na sabi ko kanina, Republic of the Philippines, Court of Appeals. Ba magiging pangalan natin? Matrams naman, is independent. Versus ulit, PR number, kung ano ba yung namin niya. Ito naman, People of the Philippines naman. Next. Sample of standard headings and caption of cases ulit. Municipal court naman to. Republic of the Philippines. The Municipal of, halimbawa, Municipality of Bulacan. Province of Marilao. Municipal of Marilao pala. Mali. Province of Bulacan. In the matter of the adoption and custody of the minor, Marido is by Davis. Chris Davis yung petitioner. Next slide. Dito may sample forms of tayo ng complainant in criminal case. Forcible abduction. Masyadong malabo na rito eh, di ba? The undersigned. Sino yung akusado? Accuses of the malabo eh. Hindi natin makita. Next slide tayo, baka mas malinaw pa dito. Yan, forcible abduction, kung kanino, sino yung akusado, accuses. Series of kung ano yung ano niya, kung sa municipality, kung ano yung nakomit ng crime. Next. Damage through property through reckless imprudence. Para-pareho sa naman ito eh. Iba-iba nga lang ng mga pangalan. Undersign ulit. Undersign. Sino yung akusado? Alam niyo na. Next slide. Murder, ganun din to. The undersigned, accuses. Sino ba? Sino ba yung ano rito? Yung suspect. Kung kailan, kung anong araw, kung anong petsa, kung anong kung ano yung ano niya, yung sentensya sa kanya. Ganun. Witness, sino arresting officer dito. Next slide. Sample format of short statement. Tagalog na to eh. Sabi ko kanina yung short statement, di ba yung mga sinumpang sabi mo, containing of facts, purong katotohanan lang to eh. Alam naman na natin yan. Yung ginawa natin yan. Next slide. Sample format of sworn statement. Question and answer naman to. Tulad din ng ginawa natin to. Eh kung ipapaliwanag ko eh, di ba? Parang paulit-ulit na lang tayo dito. Alam na natin yan. Next.
Wala na pre. Last na tayo. Thank you ma'am sa pakikinig.
Ito po yung report ng ano?
8.
Anong group
Group
ba
8.
tayo? Group 8.
Salamat po ma'am.
Thank you po. Magandang gabi.